tether on leather. Money talk, it's a lecture. 80-pointers dance on me, it's electric. Don't hate, I'm still unaffected. Chipper on my shoulder, I move undetected.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Tonight's matchup features two quarterbacks who will be trying to lead their team to victory. It's Carr's Raiders going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Let's get into the weeds here a little bit, partner. The Raiders last year, road games only, committed the most penalties in NFL history for the most penalty yardage in NFL history.
Yeah, hard to believe in something they have to shore up when they're playing away from home. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And some space here. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble now great. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders add on to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But third MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999, where he won the double?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Mario Edwards. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. On second down, Roethlisberger eluding the pressure right. And some room to maneuver. He finds an opening past the 40. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 1.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. He needed a yard. That's what he got. And it's going to earn him a new set of downs. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's second down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Steeler first down, Roethlisberger to Bryant. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll make it second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Goes underneath for Bell. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Here we go.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Carr going to try and throw on third down. It finds Crabtree for the completion. And he is going to get the first down, it looks like, as he's up to the 12. Carr to Crabtree, good for a Raider first down. They go play action here on first down. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now on first down. Roberts with it over the middle. And he is knocked down from the side at the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, Lynch. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league for quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins. And about the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks, DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The 30, 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 82 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
I was going to ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Well, before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Ryan Shazier coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. On second down, here's Carr. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Javon Hargrave in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Ryan Shazier in there again as this offensive line is in tatters. 3 sacks in 3 plays. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. Back deep for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles, the backup quarterback turned MVP? 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up...
Now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense.
Martavis Bryant. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Martavis Bryant, an even 90 yards. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left and no good. Boswell on now to kick this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. Oh, able to avoid him. And now running right through it. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50.
That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
Carr now to throw. Crabtree with it over the middle. And he's brought down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Carr now on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. But you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
On first and 10, here's Carr. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost done.
And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger being chased out left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Throwing now is Carr. And Cook has it, left side. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Picked up a first down.
From midfield, here's Carr. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Seth Roberts, 50 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell. And, a good hit there and knocked down hard. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Bell is so good at that. He just catches so many passes near the line of scrimmage. In fact, the unique stat line for him last year, he had more yards after the catch than total receiving yards from the line of scrimmage on the season.
That doesn't even sound real, but when you analyze his game, you understand why a stat like that can occur. His ability to catch the ball, be elusive, and also strong enough to break tackles, that allows him to gain all that extra yardage.
Now Roethlisberger. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Again, it's Roethlisberger. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Khalil Mack leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. On third down, Roethlisberger. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Eddie Vanderdoes in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And the pressure gets to him again. Bruce Irvin in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Now Ben on third and long. And Big Ben intercepted a third time. Picked off by the All-Pro, Navarro Bowman. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Like the way it sounds, Frody? Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe. It's too hot, drop the top off the wagon. Lay back, fire like dragon. Man, I'm flying past Saturn. Out of here like I ain't that savage. Two. It's like I'm at the studio with Michael. You can hear me dancing on the beat. Bam, bam, about to put a mansion on the beat. Just let me breathe for a minute.